you know what, guys? I think
What?
I'm finally getting the knack of summarizing a chapter, and it's
Good.
on the last book. And we're almost done, so in the nick of time.
It's so funny too, because this chapter that we're about to cover, I feel like the first half of the chapter is so like wordy, but I don't think it's for any good reason.
Maybe that was why. I was like, I don't need to know. I'm not going to write down any of this, is what I was thinking to myself as I was typing. I was like,
yeah,
I don't need to mention this. This is not important.
Yeah.
I don't know how much we needed to know that Ollivander made a new wand for Luna. Like, I just was like, that's very nice of him, but I don't think we needed that. And how
Ari, this week we read chapter 26 called Gringotts. Gringotts. What happens in this chapter?
we go to Gringotts.
Great.
We go to Gringotts. Things are found.
She said
animals.
she said she learned how to summarize, guys. She's done it.
Full stop. We free some captive animals. Yeah. We're double crossed.
Harry does
a double
something
crossing occurs.
Yeah, Harry does something in this chapter. Is it double crossing? Is it double crossing?
A double crossed is crossed.
Yeah, it's reverted back to what was initially agreed upon. The double cross doesn't get to happen, basically.
Yeah, that's true. The double crossed we were expecting doesn't get to happen.
Yeah. Harry does something in this chapter that I wonder if I'm sure we're going to talk about it, but I wonder if we have the same thoughts about it. But
okay.
Feel free. Take it away, Ari. Take it away.
I'm ready. So yeah, the chapter opens. They're all like getting ready to go. All the plans have been made. They've got Bellatrix's hair ready for Hermione to use to transform into Bellatrix. Hermione is not a fan of Bellatrix's wand, and she says it feels very wrong and it doesn't work properly. Yeah.
So she still had a hair from Bellatrix
on her
jumper, on her robes.
Oh yeah, sorry. What? Yeah, jumper. What? Her clothing.
Her clothing from when they were at Malfoy Manor. Mm-hmm. Which by this point, because I'm pretty sure in the last chapter I talked about how there was like a time jump. So it was like they were like weeks and weeks went by as they planned. Ollivander leaves.
Yeah, girl,
right?
It's May. It's May.
But they still.
It's May.
She still had a nasty.
Be May.
It's gonna be May.
They found that hair and they were like, "We're keeping this.
Put it in a vial. Mm-hmm.
We know we're gonna need this."
Yeah.
So yeah, they've got her hair. It's ready to go. Hermione is not a fan of Bellatrix's wand. They're like, "Oh yeah, and you even have her wand, so it's going to be really convincing." And she's like, "I hate that thing. I really don't like using that wand. It doesn't work properly for me." And Harry has this little inner monologue where he's like, interesting. I remember when you were saying to me that the Blackthorn wand was fine. I just needed to practice, blah, blah, blah. But he's like, I'm not going to say anything. And I would just like to go on the record here that for once I agree with Harry in that would be annoying. That I would be annoyed with Hermione for saying that after she was like, "Oh, you just need to practice. It's totally fine." I understand, obviously hindsight is a real thing. So it would have been nice for Hermione to be like, "I get what you mean now. It does feel wrong." Yeah. But Ron's like, "Oh, it's fine. It'll help you get into character, like really get into the method acting." I guess Ron is like,
yeah, he's a big proponent of method acting. Mm-hmm.
Apparently. And then she's like, "No, that's what I'm saying. Like, think about all the terrible things that this wand has done. It's tortured Neville's parents. It's killed Sirius." She's like, "I don't like it." And then Harry's like, "Oh yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think about how that's the wand that killed Sirius." And then he's like, yeah, maybe we should just like snap that wand. He thinks about that as well. He doesn't like the idea of all the things the wand has done either. And then Hermione's like,
this is at the point where I was like, It's so funny to me that snapping wands is not a more common dueling tactic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you just grab it and snap it. Yeah. It's done.
I thought about this as I was reading this. I was like,
strong.
Because obviously, famously in the second movie, he snaps the Elder Wand.
Yep.
Is it in the book? I don't think he does it in the book, though, right? Isn't that like one of the big differences? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think he just throws it.
I think he just throws it.
Which I'm like, bad move. Snap
bad
that
move.
thing.
We all know how the beginning of Lord of the Rings 3 starts. Okay.
Hello. Come on.
Return of the King. He finds the ring in the Anyway, I just was like, it's so funny because when I would just start trying to break people's wands in duels. That's all I would. I wouldn't even be trying to hit them.
Yeah, you just run up on them and snap the wand and be like, well,
yeah, and then they're fucked.
I won. Yeah. So Hermione says that she misses her wand and she wishes that Ollivander would have made a new one for her as well, because apparently he's made a new wand for Luna.
Great.
Cool. And she's out on the beach.
And Dean does not have a new wand yet.
And Dean does not have a new wand yet, so he is watching and he is looking a little forlorn.
Yeah.
This is what? Okay, girl. What are we talking? Can we get
Did Dean and Luna end up together in the books?
No.
Oh. I know it's not Neville and Luna. That's a movie thing. Yeah. Neville ends up with Hannah Abbott famously.
Yeah.
I don't remember who Luna ends up with.
Someone we don't know. I think it's actually what's his name? Eddie Redmayne's character. Scamander. It's a Scamander. Son,
I was like, isn't he old?
No, his descendant. Newt's grandson.
Boot Scamander.
Boot, but spelled like Beut.
Bewt.
Bewt
Scamander.
Boot. Now presenting Luna and Butte Scamander. Yay. They've told Bill and Fleur. Oh, wait, no, sorry. I missed this bit. So Harry has a theory, and I agree with it. I think he's correct. We learned about the wand lore, obviously. And Harry's like, now that I know about wand lore, I have a theory that the wand's allegiance is still to... Oh my God, I could hear him. Is he blowing his nose?
He blew his nose.
But yeah, Harry's like, oh, that wand isn't working well for Hermione because she didn't officially win it from Bellatrix. So its allegiance is still to Bellatrix. So sure. Draco's, on the other hand, has been working very well for him.
Isn't it? So is okay. The wand allegiance.
Yes.
Is it only if you like physically take it from someone is when the wand changes allegiances? It's not. It's not like
you can win it off of them magically as well. But yeah, it would count if you.
But isn't that Expelliarmus?
Yeah.
Haven't they been doing that for 7 books?
Yeah. Great point. Expelliarmus. Do you have?
Isn't it like the most basic spell?
Well, Expelliarmus is a disarming spell, so maybe there's something
I guess
about
I'm
that.
thinking in the movie often they do Expelliarmus and they catch it all the time.
Catch the wand, yes.
Uh-huh. Isn't that?
Doesn't that mean you've got that wand?
This is where I'm like, Joe, what?
Yeah, exactly. We got to be a bit
I think we're supposed to acknowledge that, like, it's not just because you won it doesn't necessarily mean that the wand then chooses to change allegiances.
Yeah.
Clearly, I think Harry, I don't think that wand liked Draco to begin with. So it was looking to switch teams. That
his wand was never a fan of his. I think it's just that we're just supposed to be like, okay.
But that's why they'd be good boyfriends. They could use this. They could just have one wand at home.
Yeah, just share it.
Just share a wand. It's the best part of being gay. Yeah. You just wear each other's clothes.
A supporting argument for the Drarry lore. So they have informed Bill and Fleur that they won't be returning. once they leave, and they got a new tent from Bill and Fleur. So there's that.
Great.
Harry is ready to get out of this cottage.
Sure.
He wants the freedom of being able to talk about things with Hermione and Ron whenever. But more specifically, he cannot wait to get the fuck away from Griphook. He
Poor
is
Griphook,
so annoyed with him. He never leaves them alone for more than like a couple minutes. In the way that she described, like his hands would like appear. I was like, oh, creepy. It's like Babadook. Wasn't Babadook like that? Wasn't Babadook like?
Girl, you think I watched the Babadook? Are you out of your mind?
Babadook was a gay icon there for a little bit, girl.
He was.
I thought maybe. So they don't have any idea of how they're going to get away from Griphook and not give him the sword. Like, they haven't discussed that. And Ron's like, we'll just wing it, which I literally put LMAO. Ron's method acting and yes and in this chapter. Yeah. He's like, improvise.
He's a new character at this point. Once he rejoins the team, he's like somebody completely new. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I also like, it's funny because he's like, he couldn't talk to Hermione because she wasn't like, she didn't like the fact that they were going to do this. And then Ron offered
Hermione is just
no help.
No. Yeah. I'm not giving you any advice or suggestions.
I want to, I mean, I do think Griphook ends up being useful.
Uh-huh.
In that he explains what's happening.
Yeah, I had that thought as well. That I was like, would they really not have caught on if he wasn't there?
Like, what did he actually do? Like, we'll get to it. It's fine.
Yeah. So 6 a.m. comes. Harry doesn't sleep well, and Ron doesn't sleep well. He assumes because he hears Ron like kind of like tossing and turning. But Dean is sleeping in that room with them, so he doesn't try to talk to Ron about anything. And then this is when we learn it is apparently May.
It's gonna be May.
So before they are about to take off, him and Ron are outside. They're waiting for Hermione and Griphook. Harry glances up at the stone marking Dobby's grave, and obviously he does feel very bad. He feels kind of like, wrong about leaving him there. But he says that he can't imagine a more beautiful place for Dobby to, like his resting place to be, which I was like, yeah, that's true. It does sound really beautiful there, and that is very nice. So then Hermione walks out as Bella.
Do you think at
Bella
any
from
point
Twilight
in the month that they were there, do you think he visited his grave once?
Yeah, he should have. He definitely should have been if he's like
right. I agree. He should have been.
Dobby. It wasn't mentioned.
He did.
It wasn't mentioned, but I would if I was writing this story. Yes, Adam. I don't know though.
I don't have high hope. I'll be honest. I have no high hopes for this character.
Yeah. You're not holding out hope for him. I would have hoped that would have been mentioned that he
I think Harry.
The grave.
I truly feel like Harry has object permanence sometimes, and I think he forgot Dobby was buried there until they left, and then he was like, "That was a good spot for me to have left Dobby. That's right, I did do that."
Oh, that's right, I did do that.
Oh, Dobby.
Yeah. Oh, Dobby.
Yeah, Dobby. Yeah.
Well, it's very pretty here, so. So yeah, Hermione walks out as Bella. Not from Twilight. I was just joshing, guys. When Hermione comes out as Bellatrix, Harry can't help but just being like, ugh, I hate that woman. But
the apologies potion works.
Yeah. But he can hear Hermione's voice when she starts talking, even though it's Bellatrix's voice, he can hear Hermione in the voice. So they're just going to make up a completely fictional character for Ron.
Yes, I always have to remember that. So the movies, the movies don't do the voice switch.
No,
the books, the voice
Hermione's
is part of the, the books, everything changes.
Yeah. So, she also said Bellatrix tasted terrible, by the way.
Great.
She tasted like butt. And then
well, now wait a minute.
Like ass. yeah. Wait, some people might like that. She tasted bad. I think she said like worse than like, what was it? The thing that Zeno served to them, wasn't it?
Yeah, the tea or whatever.
Yeah. And then they're just hoping Ron being a completely made up person with Bella will just be enough, because Bellatrix obviously has some sort of sway right now in the world. Although there's a little bit with that as well that we kind of come up against. So Harry and Griphook are just going to hide under the invisibility cloak. Griphook is like climbs onto Harry's shoulders, which I was like, ooh, ick. Because he has like really long, kind of like talony hands, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So I was like, that's not going to be comfortable. So then they apparate to London. Yeah, exactly. So they apparate to London, and then they go into the Leaky Cauldron. Tom is still there, and he's like, oh, hello, Miss Lestrange. And then Hermione says, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Tom. And he's like, what the fuck? He's very confused by that. And so Harry's like, that's too friendly. You can't be friendly. Remember your Bellatrix.
The idea of Bellatrix Lestrange, who again was in Azkaban just 2 years ago.
Yeah, literally.
Like just casually strolling in through the Muggle entrance of Leaky Cauldron is so funny to me.
Yeah. So then when they get to actual Diagon Alley, it is very different now. There are beggars on the streets who are like trying to convince people that they're actual witches and wizards because they have had their wands taken away from them. A man comes up asking Bella where his children are. Jesus. Obviously, Bella is Hermione. Yeah. Hermione disguises Bella where his children are, and then he lunges at her, and then Ron just has to cast some type of spell to protect Hermione from this man like choking her.
Yeah.
And then Travers approaches. Travers is one of the Death Eaters that arrived at the Lovegood's house. Right. But when he first approaches Bellatrix, Hermione's like, "What do you want?" And then he's like, "Oh, well, I was just gonna say, hey, but if my company is not welcome, then cool, I'll just leave. And
I'll just fuck off then, lady."
Yeah, and then Harry's like, no, he's a Death Eater, in her ear. Comes up and whispers. And this was the part that like Griphook knows that he's a Death Eater. And so then he's the one, but I'm like, okay, you didn't. Oh, I don't think we needed Griphook starting now. I didn't think we needed Griphook for all of this, because I'm like, well, you made them a Death Eater that they all would have recognized. Mm-hmm. So we didn't need Griphook for that. So this is like strike one. Harry does tell her, that like he was a Death Eater.
I feel like the Travers thing just complicates it in a way that's not satisfying.
Yeah, you don't really need. Yeah, we didn't really need it because it doesn't really go anywhere.
No.
So then he's like, "Oh, I'll go if you don't want me here." And then she's like, "No, that's fine. Sorry." I don't think she says sorry, but she's like, "Oh, no, you can stay. How are you?" And then he's like, "Oh, yeah, no, I'm doing well. I'm surprised to see you out and about, though, because, I heard what happened at the Malfoy Manor." And then Harry's like, "Oh, gosh, I hope, she comes up with something good." And she does. She's like, "You know what? I have been a very faithful servant to the Dark Lord. Thank you very much. So,
right.
Maybe
you don't need to worry about me, honey."
Yeah, maybe you need to check yourself a little bit, because I've been in his good graces for a long time. So he's not gonna, he's not gonna turn me out just for this one weird occurrence, basically.
Mm-mm.
And so Travers is kind of like, oh, and then they have a little bit of where they go back and forth about the person that Ron had to jinx, who he refers to as Wandless. They're referring to these people as the wandless now. And then he mentions her wand. He's like, oh, I heard, about your wand. What's going on with that? What are you using now? And she's like, oh no, I have my wand. Let me show you. So then she shows him her wand. And then she has a great bit where she's like, I don't think you should be listening to whatever rumors you've been hearing lately, because clearly they're wrong. So whoever is telling you these things is very ill-informed.
You've been misinformed, honey.
Yeah. You're out of the loop. Sorry, you don't have as high a ranking as me in the Pick Me Club with Voldy. So very Bellatrix, very good responses. So then Hermione introduces Ron, makes up his name.
Yeah, right off the dome.
He's a foreigner. He's not from here. And basically, from Transylvania. He's very interested in how... His name is Dracula. Nosferatu, he's here. And then he like shakes his hand and is basically is nice to meet or something like that. Oh no, he says like, how are you maybe or something.
He says like... It was very like, all right, Ron, you're gilding the lily. Okay. Calm down. I'll find it.
But yeah, he's the story is basically that he is interested in like the Death Eaters takeover, basically, and so he's kind of there to see their ways.
It is funny that Griphook says he's another Death Eater.
Yeah, how do you know this? Yeah.
Why do you know that?
Why is he the one that has to inform them of that?
Ron says,
know already.
Ow, you.
Ow, you.
Ow, you.
Ow, you. Ow, you.
Ow, you. Ow, you.
Yeah. Oh, he's Dracula. Yeah.
One. Ow, you.
Where was I? Yes, and then Travers joins them because he is also going to Gringotts. They're off to Gringotts together.
He makes some disparaging comment about goblins.
Oh yeah, and then Griphook's
like
on Harry's neck. Yeah. So there are new guards at the front who are holding something called probity probes.
I hated it. I was like, girl, probity probe. Don't worry, we've got our new and improved probity probe.
Probity probe. Yeah. Probity probes. And Travers is like, oh yeah, annoying but effective. And so then Harry's like, oh shit, okay, I'm gonna have to do something quickly. So he confunds both of the guards, which again, this is another moment where Griphook is kind of like tells him to do something. But I'm like, they still would have heard this from Travers, and then he still would have known he had to do something in this moment.
Yeah.
So I was like, anyway.
I just feel like we get 7, or maybe we don't get 7 books, but we definitely in the first book we are explained that it is basically impossible to break into both Gringotts and Hogwarts, and I don't know how on earth it would be deemed difficult to break into Gringotts the way they just like easily gallivant in there. Like it's like.
It was so casual. Yeah.
It was too. It's so.
It was too casual.
Confundus. All you need to know is you need to make a polyjuice potion.
Yeah.
You got to do a Confundus.
Imperio.
And they only had to do Imperio because they had already heard that her shit had been stolen.
Yeah.
They didn't really need the Imperio. We'll talk about the Imperio.
Oh, so they get past the probity probes. He confunduses both the guards.
So stupid.
I know. One of them does try to ask Bella / Hermione back. And so she's like, but you've just done that. And then they're like, oh, yeah, you did just do that, bro. And then they make it in. It's very, I love, it's like one of my favorite moments in the newer Star Wars movies where like Daisy Ridley's like, you're like, I can't remember the first part of it, but she basically says like, No, you want us to be here, like you'll let us pass, like we need to be here, and then they're like, oh
Yeah.
cool, and then she's like, you're happy we're here, and then they're like, hey, welcome guys. It's so
It's like a direct reference to the original trilogy. I think the first movie actually, when he says these are not the droids you're looking for.
Yeah. It's so funny. And they're like, wow, hey guys, welcome guys. It's so funny.
Hey, nice.
Yeah. Oh, I love Daisy. I need to see something with Daisy Ridley in it. It's been a minute. I love her. So Travers goes, they let Travers go up first to try and kind of get some space between him and them. Hermione is like explaining to Ron, the Gringotts, trying to just like, continue with the tour basically that she's supposedly giving him of the UK wizarding world.
The idea that Bellatrix Lestrange would be like, well, let me show you the different areas here.
Yeah. She's like the what is it, like on at Milliken, like at my university, they were called like the first year experience mentors. So they would like
so funny
show the students around and stuff. So they ask Bellatrix.
We have 19,000 students here from 24 different states. We are really proud of our student body here.
And they're walking backwards.
Yeah, right. And then they've got like the button, like ours would have been like bleed blue.
Our beautiful library, built in 1924, was donated by the Pearson family, a local family here in the area.
You need to get on TikTok and do these. Yours would be so good. What was the one? The sensational guy could be a whole character. He could be just like, you could do 10 videos of just him alone. So they ask Bellatrix / Hermione for identification. And then she's like, I have never been asked to identify myself. And then Grip Hook to Harry is like, oh, they've been warned that there might be an imposter trying to be her. So they ask. What was the last thing you heard me say? I've never had to identify myself.
Yeah, I've never had to identify myself.
So they ask for identification, and Hermione / Bella is like, I've never been asked to identify myself before. And then they're like, do you have your wand? Can you show us your wand? And then Grip Hook is like to Harry, they know. They've been warned of an imposter. They must have been told that the wand was stolen. And so then he's like, you got to do something. You got to do something quick. So Harry cast Imperious on the goblin that they're speaking to. Again, I think Harry would have, in that moment when they were asking her to identify herself, I think that Harry would have figured out something was up, because it was very obvious that they were acting kind of weird as soon as Bellatrix came in. Like, not just this goblin. There were multiple goblins around that were like,
whisper,
concerned.
whisper, whisper.
Yes, it was a thing.
The thing that's interesting to me. Okay, so Grip Hook is the one who tells him to use the Imperious Curse. I do want to point that out. But also, it's weird to me that Ron and Hermione have no reaction that he used an unforgivable curse.
Maybe they talk about it later.
Maybe they do. Do they?
I don't think they do. No.
It's just so interesting.
They're just like, we got to do it.
Yeah, it's interesting because she has the writer of this book series has set up that these are the worst curses you can do. Like, basically, like, only Death Eaters do this. Like, we've never even seen an Order member do this, right? Like, there's the one time where Harry tries to do it and Bellatrix makes fun of him. And I feel like that pointedly is to be like, see, Harry's not like the others. Like, he can't do it. And now it was so strange to me that it's so casual, and then there's not even like, it would be fine to do it and then have a moment of like, have something narratively to be like, he struggled with like the fact that it was so easy for him or something, like just something to acknowledge the fact that like you have said that this is like one of the worst things you can do to another person.
Yeah.
And they just are like, man, you just did it. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, you know?
I guess. Is it because it's like, this is horrible, I don't want this to be the case, but is it because it's like he's using it on a goblin rather than another wizard?
Well, because he does it to both the goblin and
Travers.
And Travers.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he just does it because what else are they going to do?
Yeah.
Like, there's no other option.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was so strange to me that she set it up this way and then
then it's like, and now here he goes.
I guess, yeah, I'll keep an eye out in further chapters. Maybe there's like a reckoning of like Harry maybe even just a sentence where Harry's like, he reflected on the fact that he had done an unforgivable curse.
Yeah.
And then we move on.
I don't know. Yeah.
But I doubt it.
Yeah. I doubt it as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, he casts.
I mean, like I agree. This isn't Crucio.
No, it's the most forgivable of the three.
Of the three unforgivable curses. But also like, I mean, I'm not surprised that like, I don't know. I'm not surprised that this is the one that's like fine because I don't think like the thing that makes it unforgivable is you are bending another person to your will, right? Like that's
controlling another person's
like
action.
they have no freedom at that point.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised that this writer thinks that it's not that serious.
So he casts Imperious on the goblin and also Travers, because Travers becomes suspicious with Hermione's wand, because like the goblin that he is imperiousing is like, you've had a new wand made, and then Travers is like, wait, you have? And she's like, no, this is my wand. He's like, what? Where did you get a new wand made? There's like, no, I've heard there's no wand makers out and about right now. And then Harry casts Imperious on him, and then he's like, oh yes, I see. You have had a new wand made. Oh yeah. And then he's like making like light conversation about breaking in a new wand, blah, blah, blah. So then a young goblin ends up going and getting something called clankers for the goblin that Hermione and Ron and Harry are talking to. And then they head down to Bellatrix's vault. Bogrod is apparently the name of our goblin that is taking us down, the gang. Another goblin tries to stop him and reminds him of specific instructions they have apparently been given for the Lestrange vault. But Bogrod doesn't care because he's imperious, obviously. So he's just like, oh, no, it's fine. I'm going to take them. So Harry ends up making Travers come with them as well. And then he literally just makes him hide. So he just like sends him off running to hide in a corner somewhere. So then they hear shouting in the hall behind them as they get into the cart and head down into the vault. So they're like, okay, we got to move. We got to go.
This is at the point where I thought Hermione would be like, you imperious to them? Like, even just the acknowledgement.
Yeah, just quickly.
But they're just like...
Yeah. They're like, well, we got to do what we got to do, you know?
It's for the greater good.
Yeah, it's for the greater good. What is it? Like, special circumstances? Mm-hmm. So, they get in the cart. They're going, it's like a little roller coaster ride. They're going through... they're making hairpin turns, blah, blah, blah. They end up going under a waterfall, and Grip Hook is like, no. But I'm like, why did you even yell no? You know all too well this cart is not going to stop. So I don't know what you're doing. So they go under the waterfall. Then the cart flips over and throws them out. Hermione, thankfully, saves them for the millionth time by cushioning their fall. All their enchantments have been washed away in the Thief's Downfall. That was apparently what that waterfall is called. And it's a defense, some type of like defensive enchantment revealing charm that has been set off because they know there are imposters inside Gringotts. So Bogrod is coming to a little bit. He's like, breaking out of the Imperious curse. So then Harry Imperious curses him again. And then Hermione casts a Protego Jinx back where they came from to try and hold
and like
the goblins.
They Imperious him again, even though the only thing they need from him at this point is they just need his hand. I'm not insinuating they should remove his hand from his body, but I'm like, why not stupefy him and then just like float him along and then have him place his hand over there?
Yeah. So then they end up coming down to like the lowest level, the deepest vaults. There's a massive dragon guarding what we're led to believe are like the oldest, most ancient wizarding family vaults, which the Lestranges are apparently a part of. This dragon is partially blind, but we learned that that's apparently made it even more savage because it's partially blind. And then they use the clankers to control it because this is very sad. It's been tortured clearly. So now it's learned to expect pain when it hears the clankers, so it'll retreat. So they start clanking the clankers, and then the dragon kind of retreats, cowers, and Harry sees
clanking the clankers, probity probes.
Yeah, come on. She literally threw in the towel for this one. She was like, I'm almost done.
She's like, I don't care.
Yeah. She was like, whatever, it's fine. It's and when it's the dragon is trembling, Harry can see that the dragon is trembling from the clankers, and I just put so sad, but it's okay. It's okay, readers. The dragon's gonna be okay.
The dragon's gonna be fine. Don't worry.
Yeah. Bogrod opens the door for them into the vault. There is so much stuff in here, so they're kind of like, oh shit. Thankfully, he has described the Hufflepuff cup to both Ron and Hermione. So they light their wands and then they begin looking. Hermione picks up a goblet, but then immediately drops it because it's burned her hand. And then it starts multiplying. So this was another moment where she uses grip hook to say what the spells are that have been cast on the things. But I'm like... I get that and cool, but they would have figured out again what was happening.
Right.
Hermione surely knows that's what that spell does. That's what's happening.
Even if she doesn't know that spell, all you have to do is be like, oh, it's going to multiply the thing.
Yeah, it's continuing to multiply because I touched it.
Right. Trial and error.
So then, trial and error. Exactly. So it just was kind of I don't know how much of a purpose he really served in the end. Mm-hmm. Because it didn't feel like maybe just knowing where to go to Bellatrix's vault. But again, the goblin would have taken them there.
Yeah.
The Bogrod would have taken them there.
Yeah.
Because he was an Imperious. So Ron accidentally nudges something else while they're in the vault. Then that starts multiplying. And then Harry's like, no one move. Everyone just stand as still as possible. And so they just stand still. And then they're looking around for this Hufflepuff cup or some type of Ravenclaw item, which they have no idea what that could be.
Just look for an eagle.
Yeah. Finally, Harry sees the cup. It's up top, almost kind of in a very specific corner. Bless you.
Thank you.
And then Hermione tries to Accio it. And I was like, no, I'm sorry. I don't believe that. In my personal opinion, if Grip Hook had told them Accio is not going to work, I don't think that Hermione, out of all, I was like, have Ron do that. Have Ron be the one to be like, well, just try it. Might as well,
or even Harry.
Yeah.
Who famously tried to Accio the Horcrux in the cave.
Yeah. So Harry's like, where's the sword? Give me the sword. I'll try and get it with the sword. But no one, not even Ron, who's the tallest of them, would be tall enough. And then they hear the dragon roar outside the vault door. And then Hermione ends up, because Harry like looks at Hermione and he's like, I have to get it. We have to get that cup. So Hermione ends up levicorpusing Harry up into the air and imperviousing their bodies. But there is this moment where Griphook falls under the treasure, which again is like burning them. Mm-hmm. So he's like under the treasure. Harry pulls him up and out of the treasure. And then like he's like sitting on top of Harry's shoulders, basically. The sword and the cup are lost in the process of Harry saving Griphook. Mm-hmm. And so Harry's like, where's the sword? The cup was on it. Griphook sees the sword before anyone else does, gets to the sword before anyone else can grab it, keeps the sword out of Harry's reach. The Hufflepuff cup flies off the sword, but Harry manages to catch it because, again, he's a great seeker. Thank goodness for his athleticism. He has like a vice like grip on the cup, even though it's burning his hand.
Because the real one.
It's the real one. The other ones are, copies are multiplying around it. So then he ends up putting that in his pocket at some point. Griphook double crosses their double cross. Not with the sword so much, because that was what he agreed to, but he basically just abandons them. So he runs to the other goblins who don't even question if he is actually with them or not, and is like, thieves, with Gryffindor's sword in his hand. Mm-hmm. So the goblins are all standing there with their daggers. There are some like security wizards there as well. Harry just starts blasting spells at them. Ron and Hermione are doing the same. And then out of nowhere, Harry has this seemingly like crazy idea. He's like, let's run towards the dragon. So they run towards the dragon. This dragon is partially blind once again. So we don't know if it can even really like see them. We don't know. Harry like hoists Hermione on Ron, jumps up. They're on the back of this dragon. Harry blasts away at the chains that had it chained up. But it can't really feel them on its back because obviously it's a dragon, so it has like really hard dragon scale. And there's like kind of a brief moment where it doesn't realize that it has been untethered. So then when it realizes it's been untethered, it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get out of here. So it starts like clawing and fighting its way through this tunnel that it's been put into. Hermione starts helping carve out the ceiling, and then like Harry and Ron see what she's doing, so then they start helping too to try and get the dragon out faster. Dragon is like breathing fire as this is happening, by the way, so it's kind of like burning some of the tunnel out of the way as well. Yeah. And then they end up bursting out into the marble hallway that we first entered to in Gringotts. And the dragon can finally stretch its wings out, and it like gets like a whiff of the fresh air through the entrance out into Diagon Alley. And it just books it. It takes off and it flies basically down Diagon Alley and up into the sky, and it's free. So it got out, which I was really glad she did that, because I was like, I do not want this dragon to be trapped there. So they're out. They made it out of Gringotts. They got the cup, and they freed the dragon, which was a nice little extra feel-good bonus.
A little bonus.
I think Bogrod died. Didn't he?
Oh.
Was he left on the outside, or was he in the... I can't remember if he was in the vault with... I think he might have been.
They say he was in the... I don't know how Imperius works. Like, they say he was in the vault with them, so he'd be able to reopen it, but then it was open.
I think he was... They basically, like, accidentally killed a goblin. If he was under the burning metal... Or the burning items.
Yeah, I don't know if the goblin, I don't know how the spell works if he is also affected by the copies because he works there.
Because Griphook got burned, but maybe is that because Griphook wasn't
had
like
been like
currently
lost out of
employed
the
at
system.
Gringotts.
Yeah, because he says like he can't operate the cart.
Oh, you're not in our database anymore.
It was like he can't get in. He couldn't open the vault door because he like had lost his like privileges or whatever.
Yeah. So maybe, hopefully, I'm going to hope that Bogrod was not affected by the spell then. Because I was like, I hope he didn't just get like burned to death. I was like, oh God, it's not his fault that this is just such unfortunate luck then that they went up to his little kiosk or whatever it was. But yeah, that's it. That's the chapter.
Teller.
Yeah.
Great job, Ari, as always.
Oh, thank you. Don't you think that was a better summarization, Adam? Do you see what I mean?
It was great. Good job.
My fellow neurodivergent people understand.
That wraps up this chapter. Next week, we'll be reading chapter 7 called The Final Hiding Place. A little bit more camping. Don't worry, guys. More camping. What
a random chapter. I do think she is just, there's certain aspects of this that she's just kind of like, yeah, that's good enough. Whatever.
That's fine.
That'll do.
We have some comments this week. Alexandra Nepper says, great job as always. I love this chapter. This is for Malfoy Manor, by the way. It has so much drama. Greyback is so creepy. Eek. On another note, I typically am not as bothered by the transportation situations as you guys are.
Yeah, it's just us. I don't think anyone is as bothered by it as us.
It's fine.
It's just us.
But the whole Voldemort will be close enough to apparate thing is so obnoxious.
Oh, yes. No, that was so random. And just like,
glad you guys brought it up.
Reason.
As always, the pod is the best part of my week, so thank you for keeping it going.
Oh, that's so nice.
For Deathly Hallows Part 1. Francis Gerber says, in the final movie, when Remus comes back after Harry uses the resurrection stone, Harry says, Remus, your son, and Lupin replies, others will tell him what his father died for, Harry. George has a toothbrush in his ear. I don't mind the dancing scene. Makes me think of Emma's other movie, The Perks of Being a Wallflower. That's so funny. I've never seen Perks.
I do like Perks, but see, that is a film that would have something like that in it. So I'm like, yeah, correct. But it's just like so out of place in this other thing. The toothbrush thing, isn't he brushing his teeth and there's something else in his ear? Or he was brushing his teeth and then he stuck it in his ear, which is kind of funny if that is what he does.
It's something I didn't even notice when we were watching the movie, so
I'll have to watch.
Couldn't even tell you.
Yeah.
H. Bradshaw says the weird rock formations are real. That is Malham Cove in Yorkshire. Wow. I was like convinced that was CGI. Very interesting.
Well, it could be that they filmed, like what you were seeing was a CGI shot, but there was some coverage actually on that location because they had to do that for like Lord of the Rings all the time. So I'd assume it was like split in a way. But
Alex Nepper says, when I saw this episode drop, I immediately screamed, Mother and Father are giving. We are Mother and Father. I think because that episode was like an hour and 45 minutes long. For part 1, part 2.
Yes.
Francis Gerber, our steadfast commenter.
Yes, our steadfast one. Her and Tabby Matha.
5 stars as always. The last 3 films came out while I was at university. My high school friends and I all read the books, and then the movies would make sense when we watched them together. I remember watching one of the last 3 movies in the cinema with a university friend who had not read the books and kept asking me questions because things did not make sense.
Yeah. Oh my. Yes. I cannot imagine what that would have been.
What the fuck is this mirror?
Yeah.
Girl.
Same.
That can't help
Francis, we must be around the same age because I was the final 3 I was in.
I think Francis might be a little bit younger. Or no, a little bit older than us.
Final 2. Was it 2? The final 2? Or was it the final 3 we were in? No, I think it was the final 2.
Part 1 came out on the summer between senior year and college.
Okay. And then the last one would have been
And then the
after our
last one came
freshman
out
year.
between freshman year and college. And then part 3 or book
Wait,
the
wait,
sixth
wait.
movie.
No. Part 1 wouldn't have been summer because I saw it while I was at school. So it would have been like December maybe or something.
Oh,
or
it came out
November,
in the
maybe?
I thought they always started doing summer releases for these.
I think they did for the majority of them. I know the last one was definitely a summer release. I think it was during the Cats time.
Oh yeah, it was released in November 2010.
Yes, because I remember I went.
Yeah, where did I see it then? Did I see it in Chicago? I don't remember.
Yeah, you would have been at school.
And then for chapter 24, Francis says 5 stars as always. Actually, we are in 1998 now. Easter Sunday was the 5th of April. I got the year wrong.
Oh, okay.
Plywood and the fingernail of an elf wand for Wormtail. Very brittle indeed. Will just blow up in your hand. That was
Wait, is she saying that as a joke?
That was the bit we made up. That it was like, what did they have around for Ollivander to make a
Yeah, great ingredients list. Amazing.
You two doing Ollivander's reaction to Harry knowing so much is hilarious.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're professionally trained actors, you know.
Don't
school.
Please never hesitate to tell us how funny we are. Please, I promise. I promise you will never. There'll never be enough. And then I had to go back and listen to the Deathly Hallows episode, the egg, and the discussion you were having about how the egg chooses the sperm and kills the rest, and you were just hilarious making voices and dramatizing this interaction.
I need to go back and listen to that as well because I completely forgot about that bit.
Yeah, that was so funny because we recorded that. The chapter 24 episode, which came out on Monday, that was recorded before the week of Melinda coming to visit you. So it was like almost a month ago. I mean, like 3 weeks ago, probably.
Wow, yeah.
It was ages ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it. Thanks for leaving us comments, guys. We love hearing what you think. You can find the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you find your podcasts, as well as video versions on the Ampliverse YouTube channel and Spotify. As always, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe so we can get a perfect Newt score, 5 stars only, or else you'll be trapped in a vault with scorching hot metal all over your body.
Or you'll have grip hook on your neck.
With his long fingers. Ladies.
Talon-like fingers.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at HBAnxious or YouTube at The Ampliverse. We are hosted on Spotify for podcasters, so thank you to them and are a proud member of The Ampliverse. Please check them out at theampliverse.com. Thanks, Ari.
Thank you, Adam.
And as always, Imperio, I guess? We're doing that now?
I guess an unforgivable curse, but it's fine. We forgive you.
Cool, bro.
Not a big deal.